So I just got a call to our office from somebody stating that they're the brother of somebody who of a property that we manage, and that his brother is deceased. So I want to speak to that. So we actually, our hands get a little bit tied. So I clearly believe that this gentleman is telling the truth. This is a longtime client of ours. Is very fond of the person I've been managing his property. I don't know. Geez, like maybe 12 years, maybe longer. So it comes out of left field for us. But I wanted to speak. So if you ever encounter this situation, if a property management company is managing your property, and I can't give you legal advice, but I can give you my opinion. What we're actually going to do is we actually have to hold the funds. So we actually have to stop dispensing rent. So there's a tenant in place in the unit. We'll continue managing the unit as if nothing happened. So any maintenance requests that come in, we'll continue just doing it as business as usual, taking care of all the tenant's needs. However, we're not going to release the funds into the owner's account until we actually get we need proof that the owner is indeed deceased. And we also need to get proof that somebody has been assigned as executor of the will. Otherwise, so we actually have a legal responsibility. We're legally prohibited from betraying confidence, meaning that we're actually not allowed to discuss our client's situation with anybody. So if you were to call and say, "Hey, Joe, do you manage Bob Jones' property?" Again, I can't give you legal advice. My opinion is that I can't answer that question. I can't talk to you about Bob Jones if Bob Jones is my client, unless it's a matter of public record. So I can't discuss my client with his brother, even though this poor gentleman is likely bereaving. And it's a difficult position for me because I have to be compassionate, but at the same time, I have to be very reserved and say, "Listen, I'm sorry, I have no information for you. I can't even confirm that your brother owns a rental property, or what he owns, or that we're managing it." So it gets to be a little bit of a difficult situation. So if you're on the other side of that, if you actually have a family member that passes away and you're dealing with a property management company, they probably are going to be a little bit reserved with you and your interactions. Hopefully, if you have an estate attorney, the estate attorney is going to realize that, and the estate attorney is going to know what that property management company needs to get you your funds. So they'll probably reach out to the property management company. I personally, if it were me, if I were you and I had a family member pass away and I had an estate attorney, I would create an email relationship with that property management company. Managers, administrators, the people that are actually higher up in the company, with your state attorney CC'd. The state attorney should be fairly efficient and should actually know what we're going through on this end and know what we need to release the funds. And it's not much. We just need proof that the individual is deceased. We need to see a death certificate. And we actually do need, again, to see that whoever we're releasing the funds to, is indeed the executor. So we actually need to know that, and then property management company would also probably be an asset to you about getting, especially if you're not local, helping you to deal with the property, to get it sold, to facilitate probably a lot of things. So they would probably be a resource for you, for you to ask, for assistance to getting it ready for sale if it needs some work. I don't know the legalities, and I'm actually kind of wish I did so I can inform you guys better. I'm not sure about the legalities of what I'm allowed to really speak to with the eventual heir. So when we actually do have a person defined as the executor of the will, the person who's now in charge of the property, I'm not clear about my role, and I actually have to reach out to our attorneys on this about how much I'm actually allowed to talk about my past history with the property. So in the case of this property, we do have some deferred maintenance. So I think the owner ran into a little bit of financial difficulties, didn't want to fix things quite as well as they should have been fixed. We actually negotiated with the tenant, and we came up with a resolve that the tenant was fine with. But at this point, if someone does contact me, I do feel somewhat obliged to let them know, like saying, hey, the property is, I'll probably be very delicate with how I say it, but the property does have some deferred maintenance. There are a few things that actually should be repaired for the property. But the property manager, again, would likely be a resource for you for certain things, such as finding a real estate agent. Perhaps they do sales themselves. I would definitely vet them to make sure that they do, in fact, do sales, because there's, sales and then just sales. Always get a good real estate agent. I think a lot of people just often just get their cousin who is a real estate agent, because what does it matter? It matters. So a good real estate agent, I haven't tracked this in a long time, but in Philadelphia, a good real estate agent, not to get way off track, was a good real estate agent consistently sold, and this is probably going about 12 years ago, the medium home price in Philadelphia consistently sold $22,000 above that medium home price. Whereas in bad real estate agents consistently sold every property $22,000 less. That's a difference of $44,000 on the Philadelphia medium home price, which at that time, I might be way off on this, but I think it was right around $178,000. $44,000 is a massive amount of money. So definitely make sure the property management company is a good resource for selling your property. They might be. If they're a top company, they very well might be, but they might not be. But I would get some referrals from them. And again, just do your due diligence. Just make sure they're not giving referrals just because real estate agents give us referrals. So we like to reciprocate. However, you need a good real estate agent. You just don't need a real estate agent that's advantaging my property management company. All right. As usual, happy real estate rental property investing.